So ये वो gangster है जो lollipop खाता है और he's high on sugar and he's
Oh, that's
yeah. So when Farhan and Sridhar narrated the story, and I knew then it had something which had very Shakespearean Hamlet sort of a thing inbuilt in it. So it's a classic revenge, tragic tragedy story. So I thought it's the best skeleton that they worked on as a design. And it is about this kid who can't control his anger and the rage and what it does to him.
I mean, I'm just grateful and feels great that it's been a wonderful year. I know that everybody's, keeps talking about our industry going through this phase and all that, but I think, like, if you have good content, which speaks for itself, people come out and, endorse it, absorb it, take a little bit from that, whether it's a docu-series. I mean, it's been overwhelming, the response we've seen. We were not even expecting it. But I think it's, though it's about two film writers, but there is some kind of inspirational, aspirational part to their journey, which has connected with people who've got nothing to do with anything to do with even writing or behind the camera, but they've, some way or the other, they've related to a part of their existing life through that story. So I think that's been there. Madgaon again has been a different journey. It just tells you to come in, enjoy a kind of a community viewing, have fun with your friends, and it's a certain way of these three guys who always wanted to, these four guys who always wanted to go to Goa, and somewhere I think what Kunal did is it reminded him to give a kind of an homage to Dil Chahta Hai, so that's where it went. So I think it's been great, and Mirzapur, of course. We are storytellers. We are here to make content as long as it's engaging, entertaining, and it brings people together in a room like this. So I think that's what Yudra does. After a long time, you have this crazy action film, which is an underdog story. It's got a very, very strong personal emotion attached to it. So I think it's tick marking all those boxes which you see in a popcorn commercial fun film. I don't know what you'll take away from it because each one will have a different thing, but it talks about this individual story. It talks about his ethos, the way he looks at life, and how that arc completes through his journey. It is obviously completely fictional, but the story is very, very, it resonates because there's a personal story in it, you know what I mean, in terms of how he makes it his personal story. So there is an identification which will happen to it on a different level. So hopefully, I think, like I said, it'll be a fun, entertaining watch in cinemas.
I'm very sure जब आप देखेंगे तो आपको बहुत बहुत मज़ा आएगा. And back to the question. Well, for me, I'm constantly evolving as an actor. And I love films where I get to learn skills, For Gully Boy, I was rapping. For Kho Gaye, I learned stand-up comedy. For Gehraiyan, I learned...
drowning.
Intimacy.
Oh yeah, I remember that intimacy coach, yeah.
And I think for this one, it was a prerequisite. It's an action film, such a big film, so I had to just, go for it. And I have a little bit of background of martial arts, and I always wanted to showcase. I still remember the first time when I went to Ritesh sir after Gully Boy, and this was actually the first film I signed after Gully Boy. It obviously took a long time because it's a big one. Thank you Farhan sir and Ritesh sir to actually, showing that faith to mount such a big film on a newcomer. I would say that this was the first film, and I went up to him and I was like, he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to do action. And I had my show reels of, the action stuff which I was learning through my struggling days on Juhu Beach and, doing my martial arts with my coach. So I had a cut reel of that, and I sent it to Ritesh sir. And I said, sir, please, can I do an action film? And luckily that time, I think Farhan sir and Sridhar sir were, coming up with this, this magnum opus story, and Ravi sir was on board. So yeah, we jammed and it just came to life. So yeah.
We shot this film for a while because it's this massive film. We shot all over the place. And when I saw some shots, when I saw a few things recently, a few months back, my first thought was, it's so stylish and it's so slick and it's something that I as an audience haven't seen in a very long time. So it excited me as an audience, not even as a part of the film. So I hope it has the same effect on everyone else watching it. And about Yudhra, I think, he's done some pretty intense and cool stuff in the film. You'll see it very, very soon. But I can't wait for the world to watch all the magic he's created.